Scatter graphs are used to show the relationship between two sets of data. Now, the set of data can be the relationship between the height and the weight of people. It could be, does it mean that when someone is good in English test, will the person also be good in math test? Is there any relationship between it? Or does the sales of beverage increases or decreases with the city temperature? Now, you could think of many kind of questions where you want to compare two set of data. All right, and so very likely, if you find the two set of that you want to relate, you might possibly have this kind of graph if you plot them. In the first set, you could have what you call a positive correlation, where when you relate the two set of data one and data two, you have the point kind of taken up like that. Okay, and that's going to be a positive correlation. That means the data kind of tells that okay, they seem to be in agreement somehow. But then if you plot another set of data, I mean, you compare two datas, you might find the data go this other way downwards. Okay, it trends downwards. In other words, you call such kind of data a negative correlation. Okay, and then there's another type of graph you may have when you compare two set of data. um you might find that your the points, okay, when you're trying to relate the two data, are just they just have no pattern, they just kind of scatter around. Such you call no correlation, and that's very very important. There's no correlation between data one and data two. Again, remember, for the first, there's a correlation, but it's a positive one, and they move this way upwards. And for a negative correlation, when you compare two data, you kind of trend downwards. And for this, there is no correlation. Now, there's something else I need to explain here. If you really want to show how close, the correlation are for positive and negative, we're going to draw a line called the best fit line. I'm going to write it here for you. The best fit line. The best fit line. Now, the question is, what do you mean by the best fit line? Okay, I'm going to try to explain this with a simple line here. If you look at this set of data for the positive correlation, you can find the plot all drawn very close. Okay, so I'm going to draw a line, okay, that goes this way, okay, something like this. You'll find that you have 3 point below and 3 point up. So it kind of shows the trend of the points. So this line, blue line drawn, is called the line of best fit, or the best fit line. It kind of shows the trend of the points on the graph. Okay, and very importantly, this best fit line doesn't extend the plots. Okay, it doesn't extend it, just stops here and there. And then if we draw a best fit line here for the negative correlation, um we can make it drawn like this. Okay, now you could see again here we got 3 points above the best fit line and 3 points below. Okay, it shows the trend of the downward trend of the points. But when you come to this third set of data compare, it is actually it's a scatter graph. There's no correlation. You don't, because there's no real comparison really, you don't draw the line of best fit here. So no line of best fit in no correlation graph. Understood? All right, so let's move straight to an exam style question. Here we got a table shows the average daily number of hours sleep of 100 children. So we got the data here. The first 8 results has been plotted. Okay, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 has been done for us. We can see it on the graph here. Now the question A says plot the next 2 points, which is this point here and this point. So we got age on the X and the number of hours slept in the Y-axis. So when age is 9, which is somewhere here, number of hours slept is 10. So I goes up somewhere here. So that's it. And then for the age 7, slept for how many hours? 11. Age 7, it is 7. And move up 11. That's gonna be somewhere here. So we've already done the first part, A. Now question B says, what type of correlation is shown by the graph? Now if you look at the graph, you can see that the points are generally sloping downwards. So we call this a negative correlation. So I'm going to write it here, a negative correlation. Now we didn't draw a line of best fits, okay? I hope you noticed that. We can also draw if you want to, okay? Okay, so we'll move on to next. Here, the scatter diagram shows the scores of 10 students in their maths and physics exams. Okay, so we got them here, alright, with the best fit line drawn also. Now, question A, what type of correlation is shown by the graph? Now, definitely, because it's kind of sloping upwards, definitely it's going to be a positive correlation. So I'm going to put it here, a positive correlation. Then question B, a pupil who scored 40 in his maths exam was absent and missed the physics exam. Now, use the line of best fits, okay, to predict what his physics mark could have been. Good. So I'm going to look at, because it's got 40 in maths, so I'm going to draw a line from the across here, which is 40. And that's a maths test. And I'm going to take this up until it hits the line of best fits. And then you draw it across to physics. And we're going to read up that value. Now, if you read up that value, that's going to be 52, 54. So the result here is going to be 54. Okay, 54. So the score in physics is going to be 54. Okay, that was very, very straightforward, right? Let's move to another question. The scatter diagram shows the result of 10 students in their French and Spanish exams. Okay, we got them here, okay? That's for Spanish and this for French, and that's the points, okay, for the 2 subjects. Now, what type of correlation is shown by the graph? Now, if you look mainly here, you find that the points kind of generally go upward to the right. Okay, so definitely it's gonna be a positive correlation. So I'm gonna write here a positive correlation. And then for question B, now James revised all night long for his French exam, but completely forgot about his Spanish exam and didn't revise at all. Now, write down the coordinate of the cross that you think represents James on the graph. Now, if you look very well, this should be the point. It actually is an outlier. Okay, I'm going to put it here so you remember it's called outlier. And that's the point here. And that's what is the coordinate that we're really looking for that represents James on the graph. And so we're going to read up here, read across, which is 90, and take it up. First of all, it's 90. Okay, the coordinates, and take it up. There's gonna be, okay, let me do it. I'm gonna locate it so you can see it. Take it up here. I'm not sure if I got that right. Okay, I got it right now. And kind of take it up from here. If you read it carefully, that should be something 18. So 90 and 18. And of course, I'm going to put that in a bracket. So that's the coordinate that will. Here's the last question. The scatter diagram shows information about 10 motorcycles. The motorcycles are of the same make and type. Okay, so we got them in values. Okay, increasing values in pounds, and of course, that also increases in the number of years. Now, the question is, another motorcycle is 2 years old and has been valued at £2,600. Now, show this information on the graph. Okay, to show this on the graph, at 2 years, the a new motorcycle is valued at £2,600. So 2 years. So I'm going to trace it here. 2 years, and valued at £2,600. £2,600 goes to 2,500 pounds. 2,600 gonna be here. So I want to trace it somewhere here. Good. Now the question says, we've done that now. The A part, the B part says, describe the relationship between the age and the value of the motorcycle. Well, this is obviously a negative correlation. So I'm gonna write here a negative correlation. And then the third part of the question, a motorcycle of the same type and make is 3 years old. Estimate the value of the motorcycle. Now, to do this, we need to draw the best fit line. Okay, to show the trend of the downward trend of the plots. Okay, remember to draw that, I have to have equal number of points above or nearly equal to that best fit below also. So I'm going to draw one, and I'm going to be very careful to make a fairly good drawing. All right, good. Okay, let's see how many points above the red line, the best fit line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and how many below it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're fairly constant. And another question says, I should estimate the value of the motorcycle at 3 years. So I'm going to start from here and take it up and take it across here. But I want to use a different color pen for that, really. So I think I'm going to use color, let's say, let's take black. No, let's take this color. So for 3 years, I'm going to take up here 3 years. Good. And trace it across. Now, if I read up that value, this is 1,500, 1,600. Okay, so so the cost is going to be £1,600.